and welcome back to my channel, Jamie Frank Colors. Today we are going to color this beautiful girl from A Whimsy Girl's Christmas coloring book by Hannah Lynn. And this is video 7 in our skin tone mini series. So that means there are 6 other videos up so far that you can go back and watch. I have planned 9 videos, but we might end up with more. We'll see how it goes. So it's been a couple of weeks since I last filmed. There wasn't a break for you guys. They continued to come out, but I filmed a lot in early because of the holidays for Thanksgiving. Yeah, I host Thanksgiving. My husband worked a lot. My kids are out of school. It was crazy. Our bathtub is dripping and we're going to have to remodel the whole thing because we're going to have to cut a hole in the wall to get it to stop. It's just a whole thing. It's a whole thing, and today's December 3rd. For me, yes, the 3rd. So it's just a little nutso over here. So it'll be nice to sit down and color and just relax a little bit. I'm looking forward to it, but I hope that this video goes smooth and is not too noticeable that I haven't filmed in a while. So let's, before we get started, let me show you. So I had plans for a different skin tone for this girl, and then I threw this skin tone together for this picture, and I loved it so much that I wanted to incorporate it into our mini series, and so I of course wrote it down, and we're going to attempt to do it again. So this beautiful girl, I love the way her skin turned out. So pretty. So we're going to try to duplicate it over here. So this is from Daydreams by Hannah Carlson. So we'll see how it goes. We don't know. Sometimes even when you use the same colors, it turns out looking a little different, but that's okay. So let's get zoomed in on her face, and we'll get started. As always, anything I use will be in the description box down below, and I will have on the screen which pencil I'm using at what time so that you can color along with me if that's what you'd like to do. Oh, full disclosure, I did print this page onto the Canson Media multimedia paper. It comes in a book that you can get at Michael's. I'll have it linked down below too. You can find them on Amazon as well. So this is not the paper out of the book, just so you're aware. All right, let's zoom in. All right. We're going to start by taking Beige, which is $9.97 in the Prismacolors, and we're going to put this just where we're going to want the highlights of her face. And so I'm thinking right down the center of her nose here, we're going to want to be lighter. So look how far I'm holding my pencil back. That means I'm not putting any pressure on the pencil. This is very light. So we just want it right there. And then I'm thinking this side of her face is turned away from us, so this is going to be more in the light, but we do have a shadow from the bow here. But let's add a little bit of highlight right here on her cheek. We can always darken it up if we feel we need that shadow there for the bow. But let's put this here just for an indication. Okay. I find the skin tones, I love to do them. I think they're fun. They can be meditative. But I think there's something that you greatly improve the more you do them. So, if at first you don't like it, do another one. Don't get discouraged. Let's put under her eyebrow right there. So I think they're fun. Also, pull up reference pictures. You know, if you can't do it from your head or you don't want to, pull up a reference picture. anything. See where the light hits, where's the shadows. All right, there's lots of things we can look at. I think we're pretty good. I kind of want to put, so I think we're going to bring the skin tone down. I'm trying to decide if we want to do her arms or not. She's kind of supposed to be a deer. Yeah, let's go ahead and do her arms too. So let's put a little bit of this highlight. Let's put a little bit right here. Right here. Okay. Maybe a little right here, just for some variety. All right. Okay, so keep that close. We're gonna use that color again. But that just gave us some references. All right, then we're gonna take Pumpkin Orange 1032, and I don't want you to be scared of this color. Just we're gonna be very light. I'm holding my pencil out. I'm not up here. If I'm up here, I've got a lot of pressure. I'm not. I'm back here, not a lot of pressure. Sorry, it's early in the morning, but I got my family kicked out of the house, so I wanted to get started. All right, so we're gonna put this color all over, but again, just light pressure. Don't be scared of it. So don't go over your highlights that you put, but everywhere else, we're gonna put this color. And I'm just going in circular motions, very lightly. See how light that is? This color can be very dark and intimidating. If I go full pressure over here, you've got a dark color. So much darker, but I'm going really light. That's how light I'm going. I want this all over. So we're going to take it right up to that highlight color. And just not go over it yet. And go right up around her nose. My computer fan is going. I'm going to have to turn it off. Light pressure, circular motions, just lay this color down all over. Okay, we have that highlight right under the brow there, so just bring this up to it, but don't go over it. Okay, we have that highlight right there, but it's not right up under her eye, so bring this color right up under her eye. I am leaving a little bit of white here for what would be the white of her eye. It's not closed off, but I'm just going to say that that's the white of her eye. So I don't want to color that. Down her neck. You put a highlight on here, so don't cover it up. Just kind of go right up to it. It's okay if you go on it a little bit, that's not a big deal. You just want to leave some. This one. Okay, so I didn't go over her nose there or her mouth, but we colored in everything else. Now we're gonna go to Sepia. This is 948. And this is a fairly dark color, and so this just goes in the shadows. We're gonna build out from the shadows. So I'm still doing light pressure and still doing circular motions, and I'm just putting this in those shadow areas. So behind this bow, I'm keeping it fairly close, fairly tight in the shadows because we're going to build out from it. Okay. See that? All right, then we want behind these eyelashes. Okay, and then into this hairline. I'm still not adding any pressure. This is light. If I want it darker, I'll go back over it. That's how I'm going to get it darker, not by adding more pressure. Still very light pressure. Okay, then we're going to come down around this hairline and over to here, okay? I'm keeping it fairly close in. Then I'm going to come down this side of her face because it's going to be darker. It's in the shadow. So I'm going to come down this side of her face. Probably just right to there. I'm not going to go on her chin. Just right to there. So. Okay. Then I want to go on her neck, so we want to go right under her head because her head is going to make a shadow on her neck. Okay, and so is that shoulder. So her neck's going to be really pretty dark. Okay, let's get right here as kind of a shadow behind this candy cane. Okay. Okay, then right here we have a bend in her wrist, and that's going to cause a shadow. So if your hand, you bend it, it gets darker in here, right? So we want a shadow in there. Okay. And that means we're going to want one right here in her elbow as well, right? And then this is behind. All right, right, then we just have over here, she's got some hair, so let's go behind that hair. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this color in the crease of her eye. So she's got a line right there. And so I'm just going to go right behind that line. Light circular motions. I'm going to get lighter as I get to the inside of her eye. The inside of her face, the center here. Okay, and same over here. Okay. Alright, so that gives us a start on our shadows. So then we kind of just want to work our way lighter and in the center of everything, right? Okay, so now we're going to move to our dark umber, which is 947, and we're going to continue with our light pressure circular motion, but we're going to go right over the top of that sepia color we put down, and then we're going to go out just a little bit further, so we're building out that color. See that? I'm going right over the top of the sepia and then building out that color. Now I'm going to put this in a few other places too, so I want to get underneath these eyelashes. So I'll kind of put that there. Again, right over the top, and then go out a little bit further. Feather it out. And lighten as I get closer to the middle on this eye. Okay. Now she's going to be a fairly dark girl or deer when we get done, but hopefully she'll have some good tones to her. Alright, right across the sepia, circular motions, going out a little further. There we go. Now we have this nose here and we want kind of a nose bridge. So we're going to very lightly kind of take from the corner of her nose up into that crease on her eye. And if you do it really lightly, you'll be able to blend over the top of it. Okay. And then it's going to be closer on this side, so come up. Into the crease on her eye. There we go. So just nice and light, and then we'll kind of do little tiny circular motions over the top of it to help it blend. Then I'm going to go right across there and then down underneath her nose as well, just a little bit. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to get over here on top of this sepia. And so that sepia is now kind of our guide. There'll be a few other places, but it's our guide that we just build on top of it and blend it out a little bit. Okay, let's get right under her lip. There's usually a shadow under your lip. So let's put one in there. Okay. Alright, let's just follow that sepia now, down her neck. Right over here. I want to get some of this, a little more, so we're going to go up and around over here. Okay, go down her arm. And then this one, we go in the crook of her arm, right, or the bend there. Get it out, and then let's do this, and let's get some this color. Alright, we'll follow that sepia down. Pull this down into her elbow there. Got a piece of hair on my, there we go. Okay, so let's set that color aside. And let's go to our next lightest color, which is going to be chocolate, 1082. Alright, and I like this color because it starts to bring a little warmth back in. So far we've got kind of a really ashy color over the top of that pumpkin, and this is going to start to bring a little more warmth into it. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go right over the top of that sepia and dark umber and just fade it in those light circular motions, okay? So now we want a little bit of lightness right there, but let's go ahead and take this chocolate right up under her eye. Okay. I'm also going to take it down her chin a little bit. Alright, then up around her eyes. Okay, then we're going to come down this line that we put, and we want light circular motions, and we kind of want to darken it this way. So I'm coming down this side of the line, and my circles are going out towards her eye rather than in towards her nose, I guess. I don't know. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of blend it into this that I've put very lightly. Okay, don't worry, don't worry. This is where we can get frustrated and think it looks awful and I've just messed it up and it looks horrible. Don't go there. Just say this is a work in progress. It's gonna, this is the ugly before the beautiful stage, okay? So don't panic, don't worry. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna come up this side of the nose and this time we're gonna blend it this way. So our circles are gonna go that way. Okay, and then we're going to go right under this eye, just like we did on the other side. And remember, this side of the face is going to be darker than this side, so don't worry that this side starts to get filled in before this side. Go around her mouth. I'm going to leave the top of her mouth, but let's get underneath it and both sides of it. Kind of blend it together into what we've done on the other side, leaving a little bit of lightness on the chin. Okay. Let's get it up here. Okay, I think that's good on her face. Just checking. Maybe a little on her nose down here underneath. Make sure we got that. Okay, then let's just follow this down and just go over and blend out. Still light pressure, circular motions. I'm going over all that I've colored dark so far, blending it out a little bit. And I'm going to go right up the edge of her arm. Okay. See how that chocolate just starts to add some warmth? I really like this color. All right. I'm gonna do the same and just go up this side there a little bit. Still using light pressure. Let's go up the side of this arm as well. Here. Okay. Checking, seeing if there's anything we missed or anything we want to add. Maybe we'll blend this out just a little bit. Okay. All right, then we're gonna grab Chestnut, which is 1081. We're gonna do the same thing. Go over the dark and just bring it out a little more. Now this is our last color, so we can kind of start to pull things together. We can still go back and blend with our beige and our pumpkin. So we might not pull it all together, but we're gonna fill in a little bit, okay? Especially like on the neck and those darker areas. So let's see what happens. Let's add this. Okay, we do have a little bit there that we can kind of be the white of her eye, so don't, I mean, you could fill it all the way in, it wouldn't be a problem, it would be fine. I'm gonna leave just a little bit to indicate the white of her eye. So I'm still using light pressure and I'm going over everything. My circles are a little bit bigger because I have a bigger area to cover this time. And then I can pull this in. Now we have that highlight there, so I'm going to kind of avoid it. And I am going to leave a little bit to put in some more pumpkin and beige for some cheeks. But I want to get around her mouth, around her nose, and up here where we put that chocolate, and help blend it out. I'm going to go ahead and go down on her chin this time as well. Alright, so see, we are pulling that all together though. Alright, let's go up. Let's get this right here, across the bridge of her nose. And then we're going to bring this up. Now I'm going to do circular motions. This time I'm going to blend a little bit on both sides of the line. Now the more you blend in, the narrower her nose is going to appear. So that's how you decide if you want her nose, the bridge of her nose to be wider. Don't blend too much this way. If you want it to be narrow, then go ahead and bring that color in. The more you bring that color in, the narrower her nose is going to appear. That makes sense? Alright, right into that color. I'm leaving this. I like this area of the eyelid to be lighter. When I do my makeup, I make that area of my eyelid lighter. So I'm not going to add color there yet. So just over in the crease of the eye, am I adding this color? Okay, let's take it up on her forehead. Okay, again, I'm going to come down this side of her nose. And same thing, how much you shade inwards is going to determine how wide her nose bridge is. Now this side of her face, of course, is going to be darker, but I am going to leave just a little bit there for some cheek color as well, for some warmth. I'll add some more color. Okay. Just checking, making sure I feel like I have everything on the face that I want. Okay, I'm going to go down on her neck. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of fill in the neck. Okay. I'm just doing the same thing, going over all the dark, blending it out. Left a little bit of highlight there. Go ahead and fill in all of that arm. So we've left a little highlight there, but we're going to go ahead and fill this in. Okay. There we go. All right. Now let's take some more of that pumpkin and let's put that inner cheek. So really light pressure again. I still don't want to go to press. So I'm just lightly brushing it on there, you know, like when you put on your blush in the morning. Just lightly dusting this color on. Okay. Over here, we have that highlight there too as well, this on this side of the face. Okay. Dusting it on. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take this color also to this area that we left. Just lightly adding some color there. And on this side as well, just adding that color. Alright. Is there anywhere else? Let's go ahead and add just a little bit here. Blend that a little bit. Go down here. We'll kind of blend up into that highlight, but leave it still. There we go. Same with this side. Add a little bit more in there. Okay. All right. Now we need to see if there's anything that we want darkened up. Normally I do not use black when I'm doing skin, but I decided this time we would use just a little bit of black in the deepest, darkest shadows. So like right here where that bow and that hair. Okay. Right here as well. Kind of little corners of area. There. And up here as well. So I'm just kind of picking where is the deepest, darkest parts. And I'm just lightly adding this black. It's not a lot. Okay, then take that sepia and go over those places we put the black just to help blend it out. Right, this is going to be one of our longest skin tutorials just because there's so much more skin on her than some of the other girls we have done. That's okay. You can fast forward through the bits that you don't need. I don't like to speed these up because I want you to see how long the process takes. And so you can color along if you would like. When I do full pictures, I tend to fast forward, but or speed ups and stuff. But when I do these, I don't like to, so you have that ability to fast forward if you want. All right, let's see, where else do we need it to be? Blended out or a little darker. I'm going to take this down here a little bit. And here as well. Okay. I'm just kind of nitpicking now. I'm going to take a little dark umber right up under her hairline just to darken it up a little bit. All right, let's go to our beige. Now what we want to start adding a little bit of pressure. So I'm going to start in the light areas here with some fairly light pressure while I'm in the lightest areas. And then I'm going to start to add just a medium pressure. I don't want my hand to get fatigued. I don't want to be pressing to the point that it's sore or I can't move the pencil well, but I'm adding more pressure than I did before. Okay. You want a nice sharp pencil for this, so if you have to stop and sharpen it because it gets dull, then do that. I probably will at least once. And we're going to go over everything. Okay, and we're going to go right over this pumpkin that we have on her eyelid as well. Doing circular motions down her nose. Okay, I am going to kind of wipe off my pencil because I've got a little bit of buildup on there. Make sure I've got clean, and then I'm going to go into the light here. So I'm going to keep my pressure a little bit lighter as I'm in the middle. And then I'm going to go right into the darker, adding more pressure so that I can blend those colors together. Prismacolors do such a good job. I think this is where Prismas kind of shine, is when they start to blend the colors together. I'm going to turn my paper just a little bit. I try to keep it straight. You turn it as much as you need to get comfortable. Okay, just keep going. Alright. And keep going. If your pencil gets dull, it'll be harder to work with and harder to blend with, and so go ahead and sharpen it because it's worth it. Alright, so we're going to go in this light area and then blend out. Alright, I'm going to come over into this corner and work my way out. Alright, so I feel like this is just a little bit much, so let's grab a little, start with the chestnut, and I'm going to put some color in here, right across between the eyes there, and maybe pull it down a little bit. Just add a little bit of color. Okay, then let's go over it with the beige again. See where we're at. See if that helped a little bit. Yeah, I think that helped quite a bit. Okay, make sure you get in between her nose and her mouth there. Alright, let's blend out the rest and then we'll look at it. Sharpen my pencil again. I want to make sure my pencil is pretty clean as I go into the slightest area. My husband and my youngest boy just got home from the store and they're scraping some snow outside. We got, probably a foot of snow yesterday. Quite a bit. So they're just scraping some snow. You can hear that in the background. All right, one more arm to go. Just keep rotating your pencil so that you're working on the sharpest edge. Because you'll work one side of your pencil down and then the other side will be sharp, so go move to it, and then when you're completely blunt, sharpen your pencil. It's worth it. All right. Oh my goodness, my whole head's like in the picture. I'm like laying down on the job, you guys. I have to sit up and pay attention. Okay. I'm telling you, I do this, I get like meditative and I zone out. Okay. She is looking good. Look at that. Let's work on her cheek just a little bit. Let's just kind of, this is still that beige. Might add a little more pumpkin. Just kind of smoothing these lighter parts out a little bit, adding a little more pencil. Okay. Okay, let's grab that pumpkin. Let's just lightly kind of go over, even into that highlight a little bit. Okay. I think that looks really pretty good. If you want it more blended, you can keep going with your beige and keep working at it. Keep burnishing down using pressure. Adding it down. I get some fatigue in my hands. I've played musical instruments for the last 20 years of my life, and it's taken a toll on my hands. And so I like to use a paper stump and a little bit of Gamsol or odorless mineral spirits. Gamsol is the brand I use. It's easily found on Amazon or at my local craft store, so it's what I like to use. And a paper stump. There we go. Find one that's not too dirty. And I'll use that to smooth it out a little more, especially on the darker skin tones where I've put more pencil, because the Prismacolors will get a little bit of a wax bloom on them, and it'll be hard to keep adding more pencil. And they'll get to a point where it can be very difficult. So I will just use a paper stump and dip it in the Gamsol, shake it off so there's no liquid coming off of it. And then I will use those. I do have to press a little bit. You could use the paintbrush that you can't press if your hands really can't take it. But I'll use a paper stump and use a little bit of pressure and just kind of help break up that bloom a little bit. Blend just a little bit more. Get a little smoother. I think this is a step you don't have to do. It's alright. I mean, you do not have, this is not a step you have to do. You can, you know, say it's good, it looks great. Or you can use some pencil and keep going with that. Just kind of a little extra, smooth it out a little more. Dip it in the Gamsol, shake it off. The Gamsol, the odorless mineral spirits, helps to break up that wax bloom so that you can, it's easier to add more pencil on top if you want. If you feel like you need to make something a little darker. more Gamsol, shake it off so it's not dripping. These paper stumps come in tons of different sizes. I'll link some down below that has lots of sizes. They're fairly cheap. Okay, that looks pretty good. I like it. Okay. So that helps break up that wax buildup, so if you want to add more color, it'll be easier to do if you use the Gamsol. I'm looking to see, I think usually a deer's nose is black. Yeah, they're pretty dark. Brown, dark black. So maybe we'll do the little end of her nose fairly dark, and then we'll do her lips. So let's go ahead and take dark umber and we'll fill it in. And then we'll take black on the ends there. And then let's take chestnut to blend it out. And that'll be that. We could also take that dark umber and put in the little freckles that are on her nose. Or you could use a pen or a gel pen if you want. Just give a little definition to those. Or you could leave them just subtle, like as the dots on the paper. Your choice. Okay, and then let's do that with her hoofs as well, since we're here, and then they'll match. So we'll put the dark umber down. Okay, and then we'll take the black in the shadows of it, right up under the hair there. And then blend it out with the chestnut. So I think this has probably been the longest video of our series. I'll try to keep the last ones shorter. I think it's just because we had some more skin tone in this picture, but I think she's turned out really nice. We'll give her a little lip color here and color good for the day. And then I think next week we'll be doing a full page, which I think we'll just finish one of these. She'll be in the running for that. I think she's really cute. All right, let's take kind of almost want pinker lip. Let's take and kind of base coat it with the pumpkin, just so we have that undertone of the same color. And then let's take, let's try this magenta. Will this be fun, right? Try magenta. Put it in the corners. That's kind of pretty. And then let's take rose. Put that in there. All right, that turned out really pretty. Zoom out, take a look at her. Oh, I think she turned out really pretty. All right, let's compare her to the other ones we've done so far. So let's see here. Her, she's fairly light girl. And here's another darker girl, but you can see how they're very different in skin tone. Here's a fairly pale girl. So these are all videos that we've done so far, and they'll all be in the running to finish up next week. And then we have her. She's kind of tan, but still very different than our other girls. And we have her. That. Am I missing one? There she is. Put her in there. All right. So I really like this skin tone. The way I just love how bright and beautiful it is. So I will be back next week, and we will finish at least one of these girls up, and then we'll continue on with our skin tone series as the month goes on. If you like this video, you like the mini series, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.